From Madison's return to rescuing Mo and the whole cast reuniting one last time, there's a lot to look forward to in the final season of Fear the Walking Dead.
How Padre gets people to do what they want and find out what matters to you and threaten you.
No matter what's coming.
So what do we know about the final season so far? The 8th season of Fear picks up after the conclusion of season 7, when Morgan and Madison's hopes to rescue Mo from Padre did not go as planned. Now, Morgan, Madison, and the others they brought to the island are living under Padre's cynical rule. After a 7-year time jump, with the characters feeling demoralized and dejected, the task of reigniting belief in a better world rests with the person Morgan and Madison set out to rescue in the first place, Morgan's daughter, Mo. When the 30-second official teaser was released on February 25th, we got a glimpse into what happened to Morgan and Madison after Madison was presumed dead. We see Madison working for Padre, imprisoned by their oppressive and seemingly worse than ever regime. But there also seems to be a rebellion brewing, with the teaser ending with Madison holding someone at gunpoint. But after such good story building throughout season 7, fans are scared the characters won't be done justice. Could the writers rush the ending?
Where is Padre?
I've been meaning to tell you. I don't know.
Despite being one of the best spin-offs in recent history, Fear the Walking Dead has taught me to appreciate how uncommonly consistent the main characters are. After Alicia Clarke's death, Domingo is the only character in the entire show who's been a part of every single season that's come out. When a show is this good, we tend to forget how long it's been on air. The Walking Dead went on for 11 seasons, and I'm not gonna lie, it lost some fans along the way purely because of how long it ended up being. And it's going to make it harder for future generations to watch it too. Sometimes you just have to pick a time to end something. And that's exactly what Danae Garcia, who plays Luciana Galvez, explained to the press when they asked her what happened to the show for it to end.
Heard that this is the last season of Fear the Walking Dead, yes. So yeah, nothing really happened to Fear, it's just that we've been in the air for quite some time. And it's the time.
They had a really good run, and they had a ton of fun doing it, but it's been on the air for a long time now, and the makers need to move on. Along with the OGs above, the final season's going to have Lenny James playing Morgan Jones, one of my favorite crossover characters from the original series. But I have high expectations from Elfman, Collins, and Emilio too, now that we've had that jaw-dropping ending to The Walking Dead. The family getting a mini reunion was a pretty surprise turn for season 7.
You told us to get ready to fight. I didn't listen. I couldn't. I can now.
But it's not the only one. The creators are switching some things up for the next season. The last season premieres in May and will be released in 2 6-episode bursts, the second part coming out at the end of 2023. But that doesn't mean the end of the Walking Dead universe. The Daryl Dixon spinoff is going to start around the time FTWD wraps up. Also, The Walking Dead Dead City is going to premiere a month after Season 8 begins. Pretty sure that's the reason they brought Madison back after so long. People are skeptical that it was just for one season, and with all these spin-offs, she could either transition into another show or get one for herself. But I digress. We know for sure that the season starts with a 7-year time skip from when Morgan and Madison tried to rescue Mo from Padre, and that they're stuck under the tyrannical organization's yoke. The season's going to be about the revival of hope in a dystopian situation, and I think it's going to have to come from Mo if everyone's going to make it out. After 101 episodes of surviving nuclear explosions in football stadiums and adventures at sea, only one member of the original family survives that we know of. The creators may have plotted her return last season, but it's going to be extremely hard to live up to those expectations. Madison is going to need screen time and solid writing. A lot of fans are going to feel pretty slighted if the writers brought back such a central character and didn't give her some great screen time. We were all given the impression that Madison was going to be around for a while back when the show started, and we know not to trust zombie show writers. So a reintroduction was always on the cards, but I thought it would be a multi-season arc, not a single season. She has to provide some foil for Morgan and play a central part in the main storyline, or else it's going to feel too commercial if she just shows up on a spin-off. What's on top of the list for many fans is the reunion between Alicia and Madison because of the heartbreaking idea of her thinking her children are dead.
The last time I talked to her, she was close to the end.
No.
It's almost too much to bear that Alicia just wandered off into the sunset, just as her mother had a once-in-a-lifetime run-in with Morgan. I really can't think of a better salute to our original protagonists, the Clarks, than having the last two surviving ones find each other. From the reunion of one broken family, we have hopes for the protection of a budding one.
Mom. Let him go.
Fans want love to last in this world, just this once. First of all, a zombie apocalypse isn't the ideal place to fall in love, and it rarely happens in the show. If it does, it ends pretty badly. Just look at what happened to Rick and Michonne or Glenn and Maggie in the original series. The tension is at an all-time high with Dwight and Sherry because the two are expecting a child, and that can be a deadly curse as much as a blessing. Will the two make it to the end? If one makes it, do we have a broken man who loses his love and child, or a mother and baby facing the apocalypse alone? Let me also address the question on everyone's mind. Does the baby survive?
I think I might be pregnant.
That's a good thing.
It is?
The introduction of new life into a group has catalyzed a great deal of change every time in the Walking Dead universe. And with this expansion of spin-offs, the family could just hightail it out to Negan's dead city and fans won't be too mad about it. But what fans will not let slide is an inconclusive ending. If the writers want to end the show, they're gonna have to give us some answers. Fans are understandably concerned about the reduced episode count for the final season, especially since a significant part of the community felt the original series had a bit of a rushed ending and some central questions were just ignored. If you ask me, both the original and the original spin-off ending are meant to make way for the other spin-offs, and that's fine. But they can't compromise on the arcs of the original characters and provide meaningful conclusions, especially about Althea. She's one of those characters that just walks off into the sunset, leaving her story open-ended despite her ties to the CRM. It's because of those same affiliations that I'm wondering if she's going to make a final appearance on Fear, even if it's just in the finale. What's more, it bothers me that Morgan still doesn't know Rick is alive. And I'm gonna be livid if they end the show without him learning the truth. Finally, it's easy to forget that the show runs several years behind The Walking Dead, and the time skips we're going to see may lead to Fear catching up. The good thing is, no matter how the show ends, we still have multiple spin-offs to look forward to. Well, that's all I know about the final season of Fear the Walking Dead, and the cast reuniting one last time.